Chat tales. Don't you wanna hear some chat tales? Hello, yes, and welcome to another chat tale. Okay, so what have we got for you today? All right, so little story came into the nut. Not really music, well, it's not music related at all one bit, but it's just a funny little story from the chat world. Is where this is back when I was proper young, probably in the 80s actually, at some point or whatever. But so it was me, my pal Dean Chapronier, my other pal Barney, and another person we grew up with called Kieran. So we're just around Ingester Road Estate back in the 80s doing what we do, you know what I mean? Like we was probably about 9-10 years old, something like that. And as usual, just being little gits, you know what I mean, running around, doing this, doing that, you know what I mean, building camps, climbing trees. So we was in the old, we used to call them the big woods, which is like a line of wooded area that runs between the estate and the houses on Burley Road, that they're gardens. And at the very end of these things, like Tufnell Park sort of direction end of the estate, there used to be this bit that came round in front. It had some benches to sit on and that. It ran in front of the last or the first block on the estate, Wardlow. And right there, which is now been knocked down, and it's like a little block called Burley Court. But back in the 80s, it was a carpet factory. And we used to always go to this carpet factory to get their offcuts to stick in our camps. You know what I mean? Our camps were proper, you know what I mean? Like we used to have carpet, everything. It was proper. Anyway, the four of us went down to the carpet factory this day, and it was on the weekend. It was a Sunday, so the place was shut. And we just thought that there might be some offcuts that they've thrown out the front of their place or whatever, and we could take them to our camp, this new camp we was building, and and have some carpet in the camp. Anyway, we got there and there weren't nothing that they'd thrown out. There was just nothing at all. Like, so we was like, oh bloody hell. So being the little gits we spotted that on the roof of this place, one of the windows was like slightly open. So we decided we would climb up onto the roof and try to get into the carpet factory and steal some carpet. So anyway, the four of us got up onto this roof, basically got to the window, and it was just unlocked. It just opened. Do you know what I mean? Like, so then we climbed into the roof of this carpet factory, which was absolutely perfect because we was like in this sort of carpet storage area that they had, and that's what we was there for, get some carpet. So anyway, the Kieran, he decides that he wants to go down this ladder into the factory and see what's down there, like, and the other three of us weren't really up for that, you know what I mean? We was just a bit like, so, blah, do you know what I mean? Anyway, I sort of pretended that my old man was a bank robber. You weren't a bank robber, was your dad? Anyway, so I obviously through watching films and whatever, like I said to them, like, if you go down that ladder, you're going to set the alarm off and this place is going to be like loud alarms and lights flashing. Anyway, Kieran told me that I was an idiot and I didn't have a clue what I was talking about, and my dad was not a bank robber. He weren't a bank robber. So I said to him, all right, well, watch this. I'm completely blagging this, completely. I picked up a piece of carpet and I dropped it over the side, like Dan's where the ladder led to, downstairs. And like I said, the whole place just like, woo, 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 woo. I couldn't believe that I was right. But then, with all that commotion going on, you've got the four of us all trying to get out of this little window to run away, basically. And yeah, we all got out. We all jumped off the roof onto the grass below, and we all legged it into the woods. Like, but I can remember like Kieran sort of saying to Barney or whatever, "How the hell did Chapman know that? Like, his dad didn't tell him that. Like, how did it?" And I was just sort of like, we was only 9-10 years old or whatever, so I just sort of let them believe that my old man had taught me that not to do whatever to, do you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying, didn't you? But yeah, it was just quite funny, like seeing us all run and like proper, everyone's like, oh my God. But yeah. I think we went back there the next day and there was some offcuts outside again, so we just took them. But yeah, it was proper funny, like the four little 10-year-olds, you know what I mean, in this roof, you know what I mean, and then there's me coming out of all this rubbish that it was basically rubbish because I didn't know what was going to happen, you know what I mean, like, but lucky I bloody did it, because do you know what I mean, if we'd gone down that ladder, getting back up a ladder and then out the roof would have been a lot harder than just getting out the roof, which was pretty hard anyway. But yeah, that was just a funny little story of one of the things that we got up to back in the day. Yeah, nice. All right, sweet. Hope you enjoyed that little one, and I will speak to you soon. Mwah. Chat tales. Don't you wanna hear some chat tales?